There's a question we rarely pause to ask ourselves. We know how much is in our bank account, or how much we've spent this month. But do we know the same about our heart? Do we ever ask, am I saving my emotions wisely, or am I spending them recklessly? Life is not just about the money we earn or the possessions we gather. At the end of it all, our soul keeps a record, a kind of emotional ledger. Every kindness we've given, every love we've poured, every bitterness we've held on to, every grudge we've fed, every apology we've withheld, they all show up on that balance sheet of the heart. And just like in financial life, some of us live paycheck to paycheck emotionally, while others quietly save and build emotional wealth that sustains them and the people around them. Think about the last time you gave your heart fully, whether to a relationship, a friendship, or even a stranger in need. Did it leave you richer, or did you feel drained? That moment holds the answer to whether it was an emotional investment or emotional spending. When you invest your heart, you put it into places where it grows. Acts of kindness, forgiveness, patience, and love. These are like deposits into an emotional savings account. You may not see immediate returns, but over time, they multiply. They create resilience, peace, and a sense of inner wealth. But when you spend your heart on resentment, endless comparisons, toxic relationships, or chasing validation, it's like swiping a credit card you can't afford to pay off. You feel temporary satisfaction, but the debt builds silently, leaving you emotionally bankrupt. In today's world, many of us are overdrawing from our emotional accounts without even realizing it. We give our energy to scrolling endlessly on social media, to arguments that don't matter, to people who never truly see us. We spend emotions like loose change, scattering them everywhere without asking, is this worthy of my heart? And then we wonder why we feel exhausted, empty, and unfulfilled. But saving your heart doesn't mean becoming cold or withholding love. It doesn't mean locking yourself away. It means learning the art of intentional giving, placing your emotions in the right places where they are nurtured, valued, and returned in growth. Forgiveness, for example, is one of the greatest forms of emotional investment. When you forgive, you're not spending yourself into depletion. You're freeing up emotional space. You're releasing the debt that someone else owed you, and in doing so, you restore balance to your own account. It's like canceling a toxic loan that would have only drained you. Love, too, is an investment when it is given with purity. Not love that is transactional, not love that expects immediate returns, but love that sows seeds. Every smile you give, every moment of compassion you show, every time you choose patience over anger, you're adding credits to your emotional balance sheet. And those credits come back to you, not always from the same person, but from life itself. On the other hand, envy and bitterness are heavy expenses. Every time we compare ourselves to others and let jealousy consume us, we make a withdrawal. Every time we replay old hurts, we make another withdrawal. Every grudge we refuse to let go of is like a hidden tax on our emotional wealth, silently depleting us. Here's the truth. Your heart is both a spender and a saver. It is generous by nature, but it also needs discipline. Just like in finance, balance is everything. If you save too much, hoarding emotions, refusing to open up, you become rigid and lonely. If you spend too much, giving everything away without wisdom, you burn out and feel used. Emotional retirement, what we call the peace of the later years of your life, depends on the choices you're making today. Ask yourself, am I building something for my future self? Imagine reaching a stage in life where your days are filled with quiet joy, where your relationships are rooted in depth, where you feel light because your heart carries no debts. That kind of peace doesn't just appear. It's the compound interest of years of emotional saving, choosing love, kindness, forgiveness, and patience again and again. Even small deposits matter, saying thank you with sincerity, calling someone who feels forgotten, smiling at a stranger, writing a note of encouragement. These little investments seem small at the moment, but they accumulate. One day, when life tests you, You will find yourself surrounded by emotional wealth. People will show up for you. Peace will anchor you. Resilience will guide you. But if you spend recklessly on resentment, anger, toxic validation, you may find yourself in debt when you need emotional strength the most. You'll feel bankrupt, wondering why your heart has nothing left to give. Let's reflect for a moment. Who are the people in your life that bring interest to your emotional savings? Who adds peace? Who multiplies your joy? Who makes your heart feel lighter? And who drains you? Who spends your energy without return? Who leaves you with emotional debts? These are difficult questions, but necessary ones. Because managing your emotional investments means knowing where to give and where to pause. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is close an account with someone, with something, that only leaves you in deficit. And sometimes, the wisest thing you can do is open a new account by giving your heart to something greater than yourself, like service, creativity, or prayer. The soul's balance sheet is not about numbers. It's about weight. How heavy is your heart? How light is it? Each unresolved hurt weighs you down. Each act of kindness makes you lighter. Each time you let love flow without conditions, you create space for peace to dwell. Each time you forgive, you unburden yourself from the weight of emotional debt. One day, when all is said and done, when material wealth has no meaning, the only thing you will carry forward is this emotional wealth. The savings you built in the currency of compassion, in the currency of forgiveness, in the currency of love. And unlike money, this currency never devalues. It only grows. So ask yourself today, am I saving or spending my heart? Every interaction, every thought, every choice is either a deposit or a withdrawal. If you live with this awareness, you will begin to treat your emotions as sacred, precious, worthy of intention. And maybe that's the true goal of life, not just to survive, not just to gather possessions, but to retire into peace, knowing your soul is rich, knowing your heart has no debts, only treasures. Because in the end, when everything else is gone, the only wealth that matters is the wealth you carry in your soul.